Welcome to all of you. Today we will study about sacrum and coccyx vertebrae. These are the two last vertebrae of vertebral column. Then about the thoracic cage and the components of thoracic cage like sternum and ribs. Sacrum is a somewhat triangular bone formed by fusion of 5 sacral vertebrae. Here, in this way, their upper portion is somewhat broader and lower portion is somewhat narrower. That is why it look like somewhat triangular bone. Then again, there is another vertebrae, coccygeal vertebrae. 4 coccygeal vertebrae fuse to form one coccyx or coccyx. Okay, it is also somewhat triangular. Now we will study about sacrum. Sacrum has at upper side, anterior side, there is a promontory. It is a somewhat depression like massive structure which is used for articulating surface for intervertebral disc. In between lumbar 5 and promontory of the sacrum, there is a intervertebral disc which is made up of fibrous cartilage. Then on the lateral sides and towards the dorsal side, lateral but dorsal side of the sacrum vertebra, there are 2 superior articular processes which articulates with the lumbar 5th vertebra. Then the lateral sides of the vertebrae, sacrum vertebrae, are called ala, both ali, where the ilium attaches from both sides. Ilium bone of the pelvic girdle attaches to lateral sides called ala. In this way, sacrum is a fusion of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sacral bones or vertebrae having sacral foramina. There are 4 pairs of apertures holes called foramina for passage of sacral nerves coming out from the spinal cord outside the sacrum vertebrae. Okay, and this is the surface, lateral surface ala, used for articulation with the ilium. Left ilium, right ilium attaches from both sides and it is located at the back side of the pelvic cavity in between 2 ilium of pelvic girdle. Okay, then about the coccyx or coccyx, these are the fusion of 4 coccygeal vertebrae. These are the reduced vertebrae. They are vestigial bone because human beings have no tail. If the mammals have a tail, tail bones are there in the tail called coccygeal bones. Here it is a reduced non-functional bones, 4 coccygeal bones or vertebrae forming one coccyx. Okay, here on sacrum there are vertebral foramina, but on coccygeal bones there are no vertebral foramina, and also the transverse processes are lacking. Here on the sacrum there is a transverse process but small sized, okay, for articulation with the muscles get attached to the transverse processes. Here vertebral foramina and transverse processes absent in the coccyx or coccyx. Okay, now about the next structure, thoracic cage. Thoracic cage is also called a rib cage, made up of one median ventral bone that is called chest bone, breast bone called sternum, and from lateral sides 12 pairs of ribs coming and attaching to the lateral side of the sternum. Okay, in this way 12 pairs of ribs and the sternum forming the thoracic cage. Previously we learned about the 12 thoracic vertebra. At dorsal side, back side, there are 12 12 thoracic vertebrae and 12 pairs of ribs and the sternum collectively forming the thoracic cage. Okay, here there is a sternum. Sternum is the chest or wrist bone, single bone located ventral side of the chest at middle position, median position. Sternum has three parts: manubrium, body and xiphoid process. Manubrium is broad portion. It is also called episternum. It has upper suprasternal notch or jugular notch. At lateral sides there are two notches called clavicular notches, where the clavicle means collarbone get attached, and then below that there are two lateral notches again for articulation with first rib. In this way, the manubrium means episternum is the upper part, then middle long part of the sternum is called body of the sternum. It is also called mesosternum, and on the body of sternum on both lateral sides there are many notches for articulation of ribs from both the sides, and the terminal narrowing process of the sternum is called xiphoid process or xipisternum. In this way, this is the single sternal bone or sternum. It is flat, narrow and having length near about 15 centimeter. Okay, then about the ribs. Ribs are also called costa. There are 12 pairs of ribs. Each rib have, means rib number 1 to rib number 10 have head, tubercle and the terminal end of the rib have a depression for attachment with articulation with costal cartilage. Okay, head articulates with the body of the thoracic vertebra, tubercle articulates with the transverse process of the thoracic vertebra, while the semicircular bony rod like structure, it is elongated structure that is called shaft or body of the rib having a costal groove, and then the ventral end, dorsal end has head and tubercle towards the back side, means towards the vertebral thoracic vertebra, and the ventral side which attaches with the sternum here, that have a depression for attachment of costal cartilage. In this way, thoracic cage have 7 true ribs, because such ribs starting from thoracic vertebra and joining directly to the sternum, that is why called true ribs. First 7 pairs, 1 to 7, then latter 3 pairs, 8th, 9th and 10th pairs are false ribs. Why? Because they starting from vertebral column and they attaching or joining to the 7th rib, not to sternum directly. That is why they are called false ribs. And the ribs emerging out from 11th and 12th thoracic vertebra are very short and not semicircular like structure, and their ends, ventral sides not attaching to the sternum, and that is why they are just floating, hence called floating ribs. 11th and 12th ribs are floating ribs. In this way, true ribs first 7 pair, false ribs latter 3 pairs, 8, 9, 10, and last 2 pairs, 11th and 12th pairs of the ribs are called floating ribs. Okay, in this way, this is all about the sternum, coccyx vertebra and thoracic cage. Okay, thanks for watching the video.